We're here in the Mission Director Center monitoring as launch teams continue to work toward a liftoff time. Mick, can you tell me what the launch teams are working on?
Yeah, the teams right now are, in the T-4 holding. You heard the poll for the no-go situation that they're doing.
Monitoring.
So the teams are taking this chance while the assessment is being done to evaluate
Mick, can you tell
what's
me
going on.
what the launch teams are working
the other
on?
parts of the team are taking a look
teams
at
right
the
now
are,
rocket
and just verifying that all other aspects of the vehicle are still within specifications. So the teams are taking it ready to proceed forward with the T0 tonight. So as the EGSE team takes a look at what's going on, they'll get back to the launch director and launch conductor to let them know their resolution, and we'll look forward for a new T0 as we continue to hold here at T-4, using up some of the window that's still available. Right now we have 39 minutes left in the launch availability window for this evening's launch.
So you're looking at a live shot of the Delta IV Heavy with the additional third stage on your screen there. Mick and I will continue to monitor the count, and we'll bring you updates as we know it. You are looking at a live shot of the Delta IV Heavy rocket at Space Launch Complex 37 on Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. On the bottom of the right of your screen, you see the T clock, which is stopped at the T minus 4 minute mark. Mick, can you tell us a little bit about the clocks?
37 on Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. Is used by the team to continue working through the launch procedure. We also have an L clock, which has the built-in hold times. Of course, we're at the T minus 4 and holding point right now, so there's no more hold time remaining. So we're actually in this hold pattern using up some of our available launch window this evening. We had 45 minutes left over in our launch window. We're down to 35 minutes in that launch available window right now as teams continue to work through the issues that they've identified during the last poll before moving into terminal count. You know, it's been a very busy morning for us here, starting with tower roll all the way through fueling. There have been a lot of things the team has been working, and they continue to work diligently through this issue as they want to assess and make sure everything is in perfect order before moving into the terminal count for a on-time liftoff later this morning. Continue to work diligently.
So while the T clock holds at the T minus 4 mark, we'll continue to monitor the launch teams, and we'll bring you more updates. From Delta Launch Control, we're at the T-minus 4-minute mark and holding. On your screen you see the Delta 4 there, the Delta 4 Heavy with the additional third stage. Teams are continuing to work, although the T clock is stopped, and we'll bring you more information as we know it for the launch of NASA's Parker Solar Probe. The Parker Solar Probe's observations from directly inside the corona will help scientists understand why the Sun's atmosphere is some 1,000 times hotter than its surface. The mission will provide unprecedentedly close observations of the solar wind, the constant outflow of solar material hurled from the Sun at 1 million miles per hour. NASA's Parker Solar Probe will also study how solar eruptions accelerate particles to such energies that they can pose a hazardous condition for astronauts and technology in space. Understanding more about the fundamental processes near the Sun will provide key information to better understand their effects on the space environment near Earth, such as space weather can damage the orbits of satellites, shorten their lifetimes, or interfere with onboard electronics. The more we learn about what causes space weather and how to predict it, the better we can protect the satellites we depend on. Understanding more about space weather also helps protect astronauts from dangerous radiation exposure during potential human spaceflight missions exploring the Moon and Mars. The Sun is the only star that can be studied up close. Observing the star we live near sheds light on stars throughout the universe. Parker Solar Probe is the newest addition to NASA's heliophysics fleet, missions that study the vast interconnected system from the Sun to the space surrounding Earth and other planets to the farthest limits of the Sun's constantly flowing streams of solar wind. Parker Solar Probe provides key information about how the Sun drives this dynamic and complex system.
LC1 is ACM radar brief. The VME disable hit.
Roger. LD net 1.
LD.
NLM net 1.
NLM.
Proceed, AC.
Okay, this occurred about a minute after the expected response from the ground PSM stream. This is from the vehicle. The team has evaluated the data. We recognize that it was from the vehicle. The streams are good, and we are in a good position to proceed. The risk level is the same as what we had discussed previously and voted to proceed. So the anomaly team is recommending we try again.
LC concurs. LD.
LD concurs.
NLM.
NLM concurs.
And you're looking at a live shot of the Delta IV Heavy at Space Launch Complex 37. If you're just joining us, we are at T-4 and holding. We started tonight with a 65-minute window. We now are down to 23 minutes. But Mick, can you tell us a little bit about what we just heard on Countdown 1?
Yeah, absolutely. The team evaluated the vehicle from the no-go situation they had in the T-4 poll a little earlier. What they were working on was a ground data stream that comes from the launch vehicle back to the computers in the control center. And the team looked at that data hit that they had gotten and have determined that they completely understand it, and the data stream has returned to its normal operation. And the level of comfort is good, and they are ready to proceed forward as they reported to the launch conductor.
Roger, 08:28:000. RC, LC?
RCN1.
Please coordinate a new T00828.
Roger and work.
ALC, please set the clock for 0828.
Roger.
OBM, LC net 1.
Go LC.
New target T0082800.
Copy. Target 082800. We'll proceed into checklist A.
Roger.
LC clock has been set for new T0 of 0828. We're at approximately L60.
Roger.
And from Delta Launch Control, I'm Josh, and I'm joined with Mick Woltman from NASA's Launch Service Program, and we just heard a countdown from the launch teams. Can you characterize what that update was?
Yes, Josh. What the team was doing is, as we were talking a little earlier, the team evaluated the ground data stream from the launch vehicle. They've determined they are good to proceed with launch this evening. So NASA's launch manager, Omar Baez, and United Launch Alliance's launch director, Lou Mangiuri, have coordinated a new T0 time this morning for 4:28 a.m. That's approximately 16 minutes from now to get Parker Solar Probe on its way towards the sun. So we're hoping for a smooth liftoff this evening as the teams continue to work forward and through the count procedure and get ready to pick up the count coming out of the T-4 hold.
And so we'll pick up that count in just over 10 minutes.
I believe that is correct.
Bellman, it's 14 minutes.
LC OVM.
Go, OVM.
Third stage recycle checklist A is complete. We're on external power.
Roger.
From Delta Launch Control, you're looking at a live view of the Delta IV Heavy rocket with the additional third stage at Space Launch Complex 37 on Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. I'm Josh, and I'm joined by Mick Woltman of NASA's Launch Services Program. We've coordinated a new T0 for 4:28 a.m., which will leave about 10 minutes left in our window. And Mick, can you tell me, now that we've reset the clock to about L-12 minutes, what we can expect?
Yeah, as we move forward from here, the launch teams will continue to work through their procedure, stepping through all aspects of the Delta IV launch vehicle. And as they get ready to enter into the terminal count, what we will see is the launch teams prepping the FTS system and getting it armed and ready to go. We'll see the third stage enter onto internal power as they perform their testing and get ready for launch. And then the Delta launch vehicle, second stage and first stage, will also enter onto internal power and getting ready for those final few minutes prior to liftoff this morning. And then about just prior to liftoff, we'll have the RS-68 engines being purged with a hydrogen purge that's going through there, and that will fill up around the engines and create some just pockets around the Delta IV Heavy launch vehicle. Once the RS-68 engine ignites, it'll actually look like the Delta IV Heavy is engulfed in flames a little bit, but that's actually normal for a Delta IV Heavy launch vehicle because of that hydrogen purge that started prior to launch, and that all catches in the ignition of the RS-68. So the team will be very busy in those last 4 minutes prepping for the count and moving forward towards a liftoff at 4:28 this morning.
And can you tell us a little bit more about the Delta IV Heavy that we're looking at on our screen?
Yeah, absolutely. As we talked a little earlier, this particular Delta IV Heavy for Parker Solar Probe has 3 common booster cores, each with an RS-68 engine, which is a hydrogen-fueled engine that provides the thrust to get out of Earth's atmosphere. Sitting on top of the center core is a Delta cryogenic Sitting on top of the center core is a Delta cryogenic second stage, which is powered by an RL-10B engine, which will provide that intermediate escape velocity for the Parker Solar Probe mission once it's in space. Moving up the stack, you have the 5-meter fairing, which is encompassing Parker Solar Probe, and the mission-unique third stage that was provided by Northrop Grumman Innovation Systems, a Star 48 BV motor. It's a vectorable motor that once in space, the Star 48 will provide that last little push for Parker Solar Probe to get into its trajectory heading towards the sun. Another unique thing, and we keep talking about this being a historic mission today, Josh. It is a very historic mission of getting Parker Solar Probe onto the sun, as this has been thought about for the last 60 years to get out and study the sun. But for some of our viewing audience, Launch Complex 37 is also a historic launch pad. Back in the 1960s, it was used as part of the Apollo program, launching Saturn 1s and Saturn 1Bs. It was also the place where we launched the first unmanned lunar module from. And then ULA acquired Launch Complex 37 in 2001 and began their program of Delta IV launches from here. So it's a historic launch all the way around for United Launch Alliance and NASA.
What is the source of this high energy? And so for tonight, it'll launch NASA's Parker Solar Probe, which will make repeated journeys into the sun's corona and trace the flow of energy to answer a billion miles above the surface, which is about 4% of the distance from the sun to the Earth. At the closest approach, Parker Solar Probe will reach a top speed of 430,000 miles per hour, or 120 miles per hour per second, making it the fastest spacecraft in history. We're just about a minute from our status check for continuing the count. We're at T-4 and holding.
Status check to proceed with terminal count. First stage systems, propulsion. Go. Hydraulics.
Go.
Locks.
Go.
LH2.
Go.
Second stage systems, locks.
Go.
LH2.
Go.
Third stage systems, third stage vehicle manager.
Go.
Electrical systems, airborne.
Go.
Ground.
Go.
Facility.
Go.
RFFTS.
Go.
Flight control.
Go.
Com. Com.
Com is go.
GCQ.
Go.
Operations support.
Go.
Pneumatics.
Go.
Umbilicals.
Go.
HAZGAS.
Go.
ACS.
Go.
Red light monitor.
Go.
Quality.
Go.
Op safety manager.
Go.
ULA safety officer.
Go.
Vehicle system engineer.
Go.
Anomaly chief.
Go.
Range coordinator.
Clear to proceed.
Launch director.
You have permission to launch.
Proceeding with the count. MEQ established, swing arm lock pins pulled.
Active.
From Delta Launch Control, you just heard the terminal count readiness poll with permission to continue the count. I'm joined by Mick Woltman of NASA's Launch Service Program. Mick, can you get us up to speed on where we are tonight?
Yes, for those just tuning in, we're getting ready to come out of the T-4 hold with a new T0 of 4:28 a.m. this morning. The T clock had stopped at T-4, giving the team time to work through the EGSE issue that they had identified earlier in the count. The T clock, as we like to refer, is the official countdown clock. It had stopped at the T-4 mark and held there for some minutes to allow the team to assess the health of the Delta IV launch vehicle as we proceed forward with the launch tonight till 4:28 a.m.
OVM transfer, third stage.
Launch teams have finished topping the vehicle, fueled the first and second stage. All systems look like they are ready to go. As we just heard the poll from the team, everyone is go to pick up the terminal count and begin transferring to internal power and final checks, heading towards a successful liftoff at 4:28 this morning.
We're just about 20 seconds away from picking up the count.
And we are getting ready to come out of the hold in 3, 2, 1. We are T-4 and counting.
3:55. Ground pyros enabled.
We are at T-3 minutes, 35 seconds and counting. Coming up at the 2.5 minute mark before launch, the launch conductor will ask the NASA spacecraft coordinator to verify that the spacecraft is on internal power.
Minus 325.
About 15 seconds later, NASA launch manager Omar Baez will give Lou Mangieri of United Launch Alliance, he's the launch director, the NASA go or no-go for launch. About 1 minute before liftoff, the launch conductor will ask the range operations coordinator, or ROC. You'll hear the status for ROC to report range. At T-0, the United Launch Alliance Delta IV Heavy will lift off from Space Launch Complex 37. The Delta IV Heavy begins flying on its planned trajectory, and just under 45 minutes later, NASA's Parker Solar Probe will separate from the third stage, beginning its mission to study the sun.
FTS internal.
You just heard the call for the flight termination system to go internal. From now, we'll be listening to the launch teams live from the Delta Operations Center.
Flight pressure and flight level.
As we enter the final minutes of the countdown, we'll listen in to the...
NSC verifies spacecraft on internal power.
We'll listen to the launch teams count down into the final minutes of the count. And the NASA's Parker Solar Probe is verified to be on internal power. After launch, we'll hear the voice of United Launch Alliance, Patrick Moore, giving real live telemetry of the Delta IV performance.
T-minus 2 minutes.
Hydraulic press at 4,000.
Vehicle internal.
Hold. This is RLM. And what LC is not ready. All personnel, go to race cycle pages, operation 90. Okay, LC was a GH helium regulator inlet press. Roger. Okay, team, we held it T-minus 1 minute 55 seconds.
From Delta Launch Control, we are holding at the T-minus 1 minute 55 second mark in the count. We have 9 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in tonight's window.
Flight control, you ready to reset the clock T4 and holding?
Flight control is ready for that.
Roger. ALC, reset the countdown clock T-minus 4 minutes and holding.
Roger.
PLE, evaluate LOX recycle and report if ready to restart LOX pumps.
Roger.
LC,
Pumps are running.
LC flight control, SFAP's inactive, STS in pre-flight mode.
Roger.
LC countdown clock has been reset to T-minus 4 minutes and holding.
Roger. OSM, place SRM ignition switch to disabled position.
SRM is at disable.
OVM, perform third stage recycle checklist.
LC, are we going again tonight?
We're past T-minus 2 minutes negative.
Copy that. At this point, we'll proceed to our power down checklist.
Roger. LD, LC net 1.
LD on 1.
All right, LD with our scrub past L minus, or excuse me, our hold past T-minus 2 minutes. You need to recycle back to L-minus 4 minutes. Window will not support that second attempt.
That is correct, so let's set up for a 24-hour recycle.
Roger. ALC on TC emergency panel, high-speed cameras normal.
Normal.
From Delta Launch Control, as you've just heard on the live countdown net, we have expired our time in our window for tonight's
All
launch.
stations recycle systems back to T-minus 4 and holding configuration.
So we'll begin to recycle and go for a 24-hour turnaround time for the launch of NASA's Parker Solar Probe. Mick and I, who are monitoring the countdown in the Launch Control Center,
That'll be operation
will continue to monitor and bring you more information as we know it.
LC H-way.
Go H-way.
Step 230, substep delta, hydraulic system stable.
Roger.
LC Peony.
Go Peony.
Substep alpha, pneumatic pressure stable.
Roger.
LC ECS.
Go.
Substep November, ECS set point stable.
Roger.
LC FTS, substep Juliet, FTS safe and external.
Roger.
LC Prop 1.
Go Prop 1.
Substep Charlie, RS-68 propulsion system stable.
Roger.
LC Fuel 2.
Go.
First substep Hotel, second stage LH2 conditioning is complete.
Roger.
LC SYS.
Go SYS.
Substep Lima, GC Cube ready.
Roger.
LC MEQ.
Go.
Substeps Foxtrot and Oscar has gas, TSM, and swing arm systems ready.
Roger.
LC flight control.
Go.
Substep Kilo, flight controls ready.
Roger.
LCAB.
Go.
First B, AB airborne is vehicle external.
Roger.
LCOVM.
Go.
Third stage power down checklist is complete.
Roger.
And OVM, you're on external power?
We're completely powered down.
Oh, roger that.
LC LOX 2.
Go.
Second stage LO2 conditioning active.
Roger.
LC Fuel 1.
Go.
CBC LH2 topping and conditioning are active.
Roger.
LCG on 1.
Go.
Yeah. This is ready.
Roger.
Copy going in.
From Delta Launch Control, we have scrubbed for tonight's attempt, which was targeted to go at 3:53, but we expired our time in the window. Mick, can you tell us a little more?
Yeah, absolutely, Josh. Teams worked very hard this evening, diligently getting through the launch process, looking at everything that they had to get into terminal count this evening. As we picked up the count at T-4, got into terminal count. Yeah, absolutely, Josh. The team received a gaseous helium reg pressure alarm that kicked them out. That was what you heard the hold on the countdown net was for. The team is evaluating that and looking at it. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough time this evening to go troubleshoot that and try again for a launch. So we're going to lean forward here and plan for a 24-hour turnaround tomorrow for a launch time of 3:31 a.m. However, that is contingent upon the detanking process this evening and the team continuing their evaluation of the gaseous helium reg alarm. If they determine or find anything that they can't get ready for tomorrow's launch attempt, the launch management team will get together and determine if we maintain that 24-hour turnaround or if we go to a 48-hour turnaround. So that's where we are right now. Unfortunately, we did scrub this evening due to this issue, but the teams will continue to work this problem and move forward to try to get Parker Solar Probe on its way to the sun.
Thank you, Mick, for the update. And with that update, we'll now go back to Marie Lewis. Marie.
All right. Josh and Mick, thank you so much for keeping us updated. As you just heard, today's launch attempt has been scrubbed, and this concludes our coverage of today's Parker Solar Probe launch attempt. For updates on the next attempt and the Parker mission, visit nasa.gov. Thank you for getting up so early with us, and we invite you to rejoin us when we try again. Have a great day.